Legends, welcome back to another one. My name is Ben and this is Ash from Roaming Coastlines. We are a family of four that has been traveling full time around Australia in a caravan for the past 12 months now.
So while we were in sunny estates, our battery setup was doing really well, really long days, loads of sun, but we've found since we've been in, since we've been in Tassie, shorter days, not nearly as much sun, that our battery setup just isn't really holding up as well, especially when we're off grid for a few days.
Yeah.
We've been lucky enough to get our hands on one of these, which is the new BLUETTI Elite 100 V2. It's a compact power station with 1024 watt hours of capacity.
So guys, if you're like me and you're used to talking in 12 volt amp hours with caravans and four-wheel drives and everything like that, the 1024 watt hours doesn't really mean that much to me. So basically what it is equivalent to an 85 amp hour lithium battery. So it's like having a portable 85 amp hour lithium battery with a built-in inverter, charger, everything like that in this small little unit, which is pretty bloody cool.
So we have brought it along on our last proper camp in Tassie, which is a bit sad.
It's very sad.
But it is fully off-grid, beautiful hip camp, sitting up against a stream. It's beautiful. And I think it's a really good opportunity to test it.
For sure. So if you're like me, you've probably seen in the past few years, these portable battery setups have become all the rage. There's a lot of brands doing it. I've been super interested to try it out and see how it could work alongside our caravan as a bit of extra storage and backup storage. So what we're gonna do out here is we're gonna test it with everything we can possibly think of. We're gonna run a slow cooker off it. We're gonna check it with an induction cooker, charging up drone batteries, basically anything that we can think of.
Hairdryer.
Hairdryer, yep. Everything we can think of for the next few days. We're gonna test it. We're gonna let you know how it goes, what we think of it, and whether it's worth carrying around in your setup. So guys, here's what you get in the box from the Elite 100 V2. So obviously you get the unit, this big boy. You get the AC charging plug, and you also get a solar charging plug. So this is an M4 connection, which isn't really useful for us at the moment because we have Anderson plugs on our lead. But if you've got M4 connectors, this will allow you to plug the solar panel into the unit to charge it up. And it also comes with obviously the documentation and a grounding screw as well for permanent installation. So as for the weight for this thing, has a nice grab handle, so super easy to hold and carry around. It weighs roughly 11.5 kilos. So it's very portable, which is, to put in perspective, about equivalent of 2 miniature dashhounds.
So very manageable.
So as for the dimensions, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pop them up on the screen, but as a good size comparison, seeing that we're on the theme of dashhounds, smaller than a miniature dashhound.
So as you can see, it's a pretty manageable size, whether you're camping, using it at home when there's a blackout, or like us, alongside your caravan and vehicle setup.
It has 11 outlet ports, which pretty much covers everything you need to charge. So there's 2 standard AC outlets, there's 2 USB-A ports, there's 2 USB-C ports, which is great for laptops and fast charging, 2 5521 barrel ports, and 1 12 volt car port.
So you can charge it via AC, solar, or even your car alternator, and it'll go from 0 to 80% in 45 minutes on mains power.
That was definitely the part that blew me away the most the other day. When I took it out of the box, I think it had 20% or something like that in there. I plugged it into mains at the caravan park and it literally was charged so bloody quickly to 100%. So really impressed with that. It can also take up to 1,000 watts of solar, which is super impressive and very handy when you need to get a quick charge up in between cloud cover and everything like that. So yeah, really impressive specs.
This new model replaces the older AC 180. It's 30% lighter and charges 60% faster.
Not to mention that it also charges faster on solar as well, which is definitely a big positive. It also connects to BLUETTI's smart app, which is really good for changing all the settings. And probably one of the biggest benefits, I reckon, is the thing is ultra quiet. Like you cannot hear it running at all. Well, I can't, I'm maybe a little bit deaf, but to me it's ultra quiet, which is really nice to have around these really peaceful camps like where we're at the moment.
As Ben mentioned before, this model does connect to the BLUETTI app. It's super easy to set up and will automatically connect once you've downloaded the app. So our first test is going to be making dinner tonight. So we're going to use the induction cooker to sear some meat, and then we're going to cook it in the slow cooker. We're making satay chicken. Okay, so we've plugged the induction cooker in. I've turned the unit on, and then you just need to press the AC button, and that should power up the induction cooker. So we'll put our chicken into the slow cooker. Right, so we've added all of our ingredients for our satay chicken, and now I'm going to turn on the slow cooker. We're going to put it on high for about an hour, and then we'll put it down to low.
All right, so we have pushed this thing literally to its limits. It's on 1%. So we're going to turn that off now, but luckily our dinner is done. So have a look at this.
It smells like satay deliciousness is what it smells like.
It really does.
Even Pip can smell it.
So I guess that's a success. Yep. We use the induction cooker to fry up the chicken and everything, and then we use the slow cooker, and we literally ran that thing to 1%. So
what are the lessons we learned?
I haven't learned any lessons. It can be done. It will be done.
It can be done. So if you wanna use your induction cooker and then your slow cooker, for how many hours did we have it on for?
Let's say about 5.5.
Yeah, it can be done.
It can be done, but maybe you don't use an induction cooker first, just to give yourself a bit more leeway.
Maybe don't drain it 20% of the battery capacity.
I think it was even down. I think it was 30%, wasn't it? It was 70% when we started.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was probably a mistake on our part, but it still works. So that's good. All right, so we're back here for day number 2. We gave the unit a bit of a charge back up after our 1% dilemma last night, but it was worth it because we ended up getting a pretty amazing slow cooked satay chicken and sitting around the fire to eat it. So it was very nice. What we're going to do now for this test is I've basically got a whole bunch of gizmos. So I've just tried to think of as many different gizmos as I got sitting around the caravan. Gizmos or whatever you want to call it. What do you call it then? Gadgets, that's it. And we're just going to plug them all in and see how the unit goes for pretty much pairing them all at one time. So let's do it. All right, we're going to do this one first because I've disconnected the Starlink on the kids that's running off the Caravan, and they're watching TV. So we're gonna get this one going first. So Starlink's going to go on. Next, camera battery. Pretty much my life revolves around these bad boys. It feels like it. Charging drone and Caravan battery. So we'll plug this into one of the USBs. Okay, so this thing with the high-speed USB-C port should be really good to charge up the laptop. So we're going to do that one next. Next up, we got another USB-A. So we're going to plug the iPad in with that one. And last up, we have another USB-C. So we're going to plug my phone in with this one. So Starlink connected.
The kids have not been making any more sound, so I assume it's working.
It's working fine. So as you can see with all this stuff, basically that is a lot of things all plugged into one time. So that's really impressive that it's working flawlessly, hey?
Yeah, and it's not really drawing that much, really.
No, it's literally sitting on the same percentage as when we started it off. So basically that's nearly everything plugged in apart from the AC outlets. So basically you could charge up any devices you want to, really, and it's going to work sweet. That's awesome.
So this unit has a power lift mode, which means you can run things like a hairdryer be it a mini, very small hairdryer, but things that have a higher power draw, basically. So we'll put it into
power lift mode.
Power lift mode. Thank you. These two together, and it's number 4. That's not it.
Oh, lift off.
I have very dry hair right now, but it's working.
Maybe better on my beard.
We can try it.
All right, what are we going to test next?
Hungry.
Oh. Well, that's perfect timing. You want some food?
Yeah.
Maybe we should get out the NutriBullet.
Yeah, maybe. Smoothie time.
Lift off. Works sweet.
Yeah.
It's not meant to be for you.
Mum tax. That's actually delicious.
So I think we've gone through pretty much everything I can think of around the caravan and the car. The only things we can't test, but as it's just shown, it works sweet for, is like running your fridge or our fridges. Both our fridges in the car and the caravan are both kind of hardwired in, so it's not so simple just to plug them into the unit. But basically, yeah, flawlessly for pretty much everything we tried, hey?
Yeah, it worked really well. And how long did we calculate you could run the Starlink Mini?
So we worked out you'd be able to run the Starlink Mini for close to 2 days running it full time.
Yeah, so running it 24 hours a day.
24 hours a day. Like, how good's that? Like, takes...
Yeah, that's without charging it or anything.
Yeah, without charging it. So obviously if you had something like solar plugged into it, you're going to get a lot longer.
Yeah.
Awesome. So that wraps up our product testing of the new BLUETTI Elite 100 V2. It's a bit of a tongue twister. So overall, I've actually been wanting to try one of these kind of units for ages. I always see them floating around on YouTube and stuff like that. And as a bit of a tech nerd, they definitely have grabbed my attention. But yeah, really impressed. It's kind of done everything that I thought it would do.
Yeah.
What's really cool about this stuff is if you've got like 2 vehicles at home, I think the ability to be able to take your battery setup out of one and just move it into another one is really cool.
Yeah, it makes it like the perfect example you mentioned before was like someone like my parents have a 4-wheel drive, but they don't have like a setup really. They don't have a battery setup. They don't have like drawers or anything, but they could use it to go camping and be able to charge all their devices.
Buy yourself a cheap fridge.
Yeah.
Literally don't have to leave it in the car all the time. Literally just chuck the unit and the fridge in the car, and then you're good to go camping for a few days. Charge up your phones, whatever other devices you got while you're there.
It's a pretty inexpensive way of having access to that to a battery and an inverter and
yeah, and in such a small package too.
Yeah.
Like I think for heaps of people, something like this would make way more sense than having a dedicated battery set up in your car and stuff like that. Particularly if you're not using it all the time, it makes so much sense. So overall, really impressed with it. The units absolutely had no dramas at all. I think we will continue to use it in our setup. Like, it's going to be a super handy thing for us to have.
For sure. Like, especially if we are, if we do kind of solo missions with the Troopy just by itself.
Yep. We've got a few other things coming up in the future that we haven't mentioned yet, and I think it'll come in really handy for that as well. So very excited to kind of see what we can do with that. But yeah, overall, really impressive device. It works exactly as you would expect it to work.
Yeah, it's great. So there is a super early bird special for this unit. It's $999 until the 11th of July.
And if you use our code, which I'll pop up on the screen and down below, you can get an extra 5% off. So it's a pretty sick deal for something like that. So if you guys want to give it a crack and see how it is, jump on the link and let us know how you go. Let us know what you think of it as well. Like, we're keen to keep testing this thing out even more and see how we can kind of make it work into our lifestyle that we we have at the moment. So anyway, guys, a little bit different one today. I hope you enjoyed checking it out. We'll be back next Sunday with a new travel episode from Tasmania. Hope everyone's doing really, really well. Look forward to sharing the next one, legends. You.